There we go. Can everybody see me? Somebody give me a yes, and then I'll start this over. I guess we'll just go late tonight. Apparently my password for this was on a data breach, so it wouldn't let me in. I had to go redo everything. Cool beans. All right. I'm not going to worry about the timer, but I'm going to go ahead and do the sponsor stuff, and then we'll get right in this. Sorry about that, fellas. I don't know what the hell happened. Getting hacked. But let's go. All right, so I'm a little out of sorts because everything wasn't set up, but let me do this. Guys, you know, I always start this show off by showing love to those companies that help make this podcast possible. Guys, tonight I want to talk to you about the newest show sponsor is my friends over at Jackson Systems, man. I have known Mr. Tom Jackson for many, many years now. Had the
All right, so
privilege to
I'm a
meet him in
little
person and
out of sorts because everything wasn't set up.
why
But
are these things
let me do this, guys. You know, I always start this show off by. Sorry, I had to turn some things off through that thing. But absolutely love Jackson Systems and what they do. I've used them for many, many years. If you guys don't know what they do, you should check them out. But I want to talk to you about their AirLink service, which is what they're doing right now. So, kind of in a nutshell, you can go to Jackson Systems and you can get, you know, your customers can buy filters, your customers can buy all kinds of different things through your website. You set the price, you know, stuff like that. Now they've expanded it to their AirLink to where it's going to be IAQ installs that pay you for a lifetime. All right. So Jackson Systems revolutionary AirLink program quickly links your installed IAQ products to replacement filters, pads, or bulbs for your customers, earning you revenue on every purchase. Okay. With their free AirLink program, you're investing in products that pay you. The IAQ equipment you install direct to your customers to purchase the replacement consumables directly from you. Since the QR code is printed on the unit, the sales will continue for years to come as a steady passive income stream. Your custom branded IAQ product is a constant reminder of your business, whether your customer needs replacement consumables or other service needs. Gone are the days of stocking and shipping replacement consumables like the bulbs, humidifier pads, filters, all that kind of stuff. Their innovative program handles all inventory management headaches and logistical complexities for you. With AirLink, you receive a free branded product page housed with your pick of replacement consumables, with the custom QR code leading directly to the replacement they need. Your customers are conveniently ordering exactly what you recommend. The best part, all you need to do is enjoy this free program is shop. All you got to do is shop at Jackson Systems. This doesn't cost you anything. This is absolutely free. So, let me back this up in a nutshell real fast. So, if we sell our customers filters, whether it's 1 inch filters, media filters, they have a humidifier, and they have UV lights. When you sell those, normally it's kind of a wham bam, thank you, ma'am. You know, people don't call you back for the bulbs or something like that. The way this works is you can tell the customers, hey, we give you, you know, access directly to our supplier. You can buy the bulb directly from the website. We give you a link, you buy it, you can call us and we'll come out and install it for you. They only get to pick from the devices that they have. So they're buying the correct bulb for their UV, the correct filter. They're buying the correct humidifier pad because you have that on there and you set the price. So say the bulb, and I'm just making up numbers. Say it cost $50 to order, but you put it on there for $75. You make $25 off of that. Then maybe when the customer calls you and says, "Hey, Gil, that bulb came in. Can you guys come out and put it in?" And maybe you charge a fee. You know, however your company decides to do it.
But you do that 10, 20, 30, 100, 1,000 times at the end of the month, Jackson Systems will send you a check for the difference. So, guys, and like I said, this is a whole bunch of different things. Not to mention the humidifiers, the thermostats, the IAQ stuff. All of that stuff can be branded with your company logo. And nowadays, branding is huge. The more they see your logo, your colors, the more they reminded of your services that when something breaks, they know to call you. Guys, this is absolutely amazing. They're an awesome company to deal with. So extremely excited to be working with them. So anybody out there, if you're running a business, you're in management, or you're a technician, go let your manager, whoever, know to check out Jackson Systems Supply and check out the Airlink program. It is absolutely free to them. All they're going to do is just buy some of the items they've already been buying, and it doesn't cost them any money to do it. All right. Next. Let me change your socks. Guys, my friends over at Camel City Mill, I always say we always talk about the boots, which I get it. People should be worried about comfortable boots, but we should also be worried about the socks we put in those boots. All right. In the wintertime, let your feet be warm, dry, nice and comfortable. In the summertime, guess what? Also, be nice and dry. Maybe you have swamp ass, but guess what? Your feet are going to be dry. I have tested these socks. I have used these socks. Even Mr. HVAC Rookie has said, I'll never pay that for a pair of socks. Yeah, guess who has these socks? Um, these things are absolutely amazing. And like I tell you guys, yes, they are a sponsor. If you haven't already tried these out, yes, I would love for you to use my link. You know, Campbell City, a discount code uncensored, you save 10%. That way the show gets a kickback. But if you go to their website, they give you 20% off your first order. So go get 20% off your first order. And then if you go back and you buy more, then use my discount code and use 10%. But I'd rather see you guys get the best bang for your buck because these socks are truly amazing. These are what I wear to work, especially when I'm wearing work boots and stuff like that. They're extremely comfortable. I love these socks. All right. Also, go check out my friends at Campbell City Mill. You shut your mouth, rookie. You wear these socks and you know it. On to the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. God bless the United States, and thank you to all those men and women who defend it.
Welcome to the #1 rated HVAC podcast. If you're looking to grow in the HVAC industry, then you're in the right spot. Blue collar people talking about blue collar shit. Let's get better together. So turn up the volume, buckle your seatbelt, and let's welcome your host, Gil KV Jr.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the HVAC Uncensored podcast. I am your host, Guild KV Jr. Here we are, another Wednesday, another hump night, back to your regularly scheduled program. Getting back to Wednesday nights. It's not 8, it's 9. Extremely apologize, man. Apparently, one of the I do things kind of goofy. I'm just used to it where I use an eCam as the service that then goes through Restream, which is how you guys see it, even though I can do it all in eCam. Anyway, apparently there was a data breach in one of them. So it was saying I was live, but it wasn't connected. So I had to go through and reconnect everything. Um, I thought it was weird when I was seeing comments, but then all of a sudden stuff just stopped. So my bad. Um, got it all fixed. Here we are. I was gonna say I'll just do it tomorrow night, but screw it. We'll just start the show a little late. Not a big deal. I don't got shit to do anyway, so we're good. The girls are already in bed. So my daughter's finally started school today. Hallelujah. Uh, obviously it's because of my move. I was going to move a week after school started at the old house, so it didn't make sense. I think I covered this last week. But I also didn't realize it was going to be this hard to get them into school at this new school. But the school district is absolutely amazing. They love their first day. The school's nice. So part of the reason that I came here is because of the school district. So Nice. Extremely awesome. Oh yeah, already talking shit in the chat. Uh, Anyway, man, thank all of you for being here, man. Sorry about the mix up again. Let's say some shout outs to everybody. Mr. East Coast, who was the first one in here, came in and left. Mr. Nasty, who's been in here waiting for me. What is up, brother? Mr. Jason Johnson, what is up, homie? Sorry about the delay. Mr. Freon Leon, what is up, buddy? Thank you. Mr. Tom, how are you, my friend? Thank you so much for being here. Mr. Jared, thank you for being here. Mr. Zeke, what is up, my brother? Not in here. Mr. Rookie, what is up, bro? Mr. Froggy, hello, hello. Thank you for being here, brother. I think I got everybody. Make sure I didn't miss anyone. If I did, I apologize. But hope everybody has been doing good this week, man. Hope everybody's been blessed, being safe out there in this crazy fucking world that we live in. So stay humble, stay blessed, and just treat people how you want to be treated, man. It's really that simple. That's all we got to get down to. Things can be cleared up relatively simply. But I am with my girls going back to school, man. I'm extremely excited just to finally get back into a routine, just to get some kind of normalcy. I hate moving. I really do. It sucks. But still got to get some stuff out of my old house. Some trash that's got to be thrown away. But for the most part, we're moved in. I have some guests booked for the podcast coming up. Some good guests, ones you'll like, not them dumbass ones. I'm not doing those anymore. Um, I might switch a few things around in here. So one of the few next shows, you might see some different stuff, or I might just say fucking and not do it. We'll see. But um, yeah, it's been good, man. Glad to finally do this again, man. Glad that you guys are here. That I get to do this on Wednesday nights and talk to you guys. I look forward to this, and I hate when it doesn't happen. Extremely blessed to be able to have a additional sponsor for Jackson Systems. So that's a blessing that I'm truly grateful for. So Zeke, wanted to let you know that I've been talking to the teacher. So just messages slowly starting, but it's been fun. Jay, you're gonna have to spoon with me, Rook. Sorry, buddy. This house isn't like the old one. I don't have all those spare rooms, so you know, I'll be the big spoon. You can be the little spoon, but I always got space for you, buddy. Before we get into the show topic, what's everybody been up to, man? Everybody been busy? How's the weather where you are? Anybody have anything that happened they'd like to share in the group? I had to report my death in California so they could test for cancer. HVAC, there you go. We all got that going, Tom. But I was having a great discussion there for a little bit by myself because none of you heard me. But I'll get into it again because I do the topic for tonight that I do want to talk about, and I love to hear everybody's opinion and get you guys to chime in because opinions are like assholes. Everybody's got one. Dan was 80. Oh, that's right. You do live in Minnesota. How is it Minnesota like little Somalia now? Oh shit, Zeke, really? Sold an XV20i. There you go, man. We've been pretty steady, man. Service is still going. Out of all of our install teams, it's been kind of up and down. Shut your mouth, rookie. Oh, did you really? Could you just hear me and not see me because it acted like the picture wasn't coming up nasty. That's why I cut it off. Ah, Minneapolis, yeah. Minneapolis. San Diego, whale's vagina. Um, anyway, got keep posting in the chat. Remember, as we go, if there's something that you want me to read, try to put it in all caps. One of the moderators will bring it to my attention. But oh damn, service is slow, but your installs are banging. That's pretty crazy. Hey Zeke, if I need custom ductwork made, can I buy it from you? Yeah, it's raining out here now. Um, all right, well, thanks for telling me. I don't know. It popped up saying I had to reconnect, and then when I tried to use my password, it said that password was in a data breach. I needed to make a new one. Awesome, thank you, brother. So anyway, I'll say it again, and we'll go through it. But so oh, we are traditionally slowed down in new construction. No, that makes sense. Yeah, my service is staying busy. Those guys have full days. Um, yeah, the install teams. So I have 3 install teams, and they're like kind of, you know, maybe one day I'll have two, one day I'll have three, and then I got to split up the third team, stuff like that. But making sure that they're getting hours. So we're staying pretty steady. My comfort advisor, he's been working his ass off, so um can't complain. You probably did, you motherfucker. But yeah, guys, the topic that I want to get in tonight. So some of these topics that I've been coming up with are literally discussions that I've been having with technicians. And this one is going to be the pros and the cons of the higher end equipment, the higher SEER, the higher rating, whatever, higher SEER 2, excuse me. Um And I do believe they are pros and cons. I personally believe there's more pros than cons, but I think a lot of technicians get scared of it because they're ignorant to it. They're misinformed. They don't truly understand it, and they don't understand how it works. They don't understand how to work on it because it doesn't work the same as a traditional system. A traditional system and an inverter system, which most of the high end stuff is inverters nowadays, especially after the A2L stuff. Most of the big guys did away with their two-stage stuff for the most part. Um, and even if they still have it, it doesn't make sense to buy it because the cost of that two-stage outdoor unit with that compressor is damn near the same price as the one that's a variable speed. So it's I don't wanna say it's not really too, like, technician because I feel like some technicians are thrown out. If they have a heartbeat, they give them, "Hey, here's your iPad, here's your van keys, here's a schedule, have a good day." Um, I've been out in the field a lot here, buddy. You, fixing more stuff than you there, rookie. Um, but I think a lot of it is just being, misinformed and not knowing how these things work, or it's these things are getting sold into applications where they're setting false expectations to a customer. So am I saying that you need an inverter system? No, that's not what I'm saying. I don't think you need it. But I I inverter technology is the wave of the future, guys, whether we like it or not. Um, you know, inverter compressors, inverter systems, ECM motors, like that is the future. So why why wait and be forced to hop on board when you can just do it now? And that's the point that I'm trying to get across. Like, I personally think that like the side discharge systems are going to be the future. As the SEER ratings go up, the outdoor units get bigger. We need more coil. We need more surface area to be able to dissipate and receive heat. Absorb heat. Excuse me. Um, so I think that that's kind of going to be the way that we go. I don't know that for a fact, but um, inverter technology is going to be the future. I mean, I know that. I mean, I can see the writing on the wall. Yeah, you're probably not wrong. So for any of the audio listeners, Mr. Freon Leon said magnetic cooling is the real future. Um, yeah, I probably think that we're a little ways away from that. And, you know, inverters is what we have for now. And I don't think it's going away anytime soon. So, and you're seeing it in all different kind of applications. And I'm curious, I don't know if Jason is Jay still in here? He might have left earlier. So I'm not sure. Jay, if you're still in here, are you seeing inverter technology in the industrial space that you work on, man? Because I mean, residential, I don't want to say it's dominating the market, but I mean, it kind of is. I mean, we have some of these side discharge, like the Daikin Fit systems that are a steal. Even the Goodman ones, they come with the Daikin One thermostat, and for what you can get that technology for, it's a steal. And then you get all the rebates. Oh, okay. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I was commenting back, but some of them weren't going through, so I'm not sure. But, and one thing is, I feel like some of these systems that they're putting these inverter systems into these, you know, 70, duct systems that were designed in the 70s that are leaking, that are undersized, and then they're wondering why these inverter systems don't work. And then people come in and say, oh, this system's a piece of shit. Like, I want people to use the facts, use the scientific stuff that we learn to be true masters of our craft to prove your theories and not just based on bullshit feelings. I'm not saying like don't go with a hunch. Like if you go into a call and you're like, oh, the airflow's messed up, what are you doing? You're going to check static pressure. You're going to validate the airflow. You know what I mean? You're going to use the science to back up your hunch. You're not just going to go half cocked and be like, the airflow's messed up. So that's what I want people to do with inverters. I feel like technicians like don't understand what they're looking at. They see that big old inverter board and they get nervous, not realizing that it's one big fucking part. I always say this. Anybody's been in here has probably heard me say this a million times. It is inputs and outputs. It is that simple. It is input AC, it is output DC. That simple. That's all that you need to know about that board most of the time. Cool. So Froggy says inverters been used for years in different parts, not just compressors, which is absolutely correct. Thank you for bringing that up, dude. That's a very, very good point. Um, and then Freon says in 50 years we'll be in the ice age again, so we'll just need heat. Um, and Froggy says yes, he's working on mag that uses inverters, multiple one-to-one LED shaft and speed. So that's all right, cool. So yeah, exactly. So it's definitely the future. And then, between inverter technology when it comes to, the compressors and stuff like that, which let's just break that down. That inverter is doing what? It's converting that AC power into DC power. It's inverting it. So therefore, based on the power that we send to that compressor is going to be able to change the speed of how fast it goes, whether it goes at, you know, 30% capacity or 100% capacity based on how many RPMs it's going. Um, just trying to break that down into a nutshell. It's a little bit more complex than that. But I want people that listen to this or watch this to truly understand that these things aren't these big bad wolves or big bad things that you need to be scared of. And I think that's some of the problem too, especially a lot of younger techs. They don't want to say they don't know. Guys, don't ever say that. Don't feel like if you don't know something, you can't say something. That's how you learn. All right. Um, it's how you're going to get better. Whenever you say you know something that you don't, and then your company sends you out to look at one of those things and you can't do it, then you feel like you can't call for help. It's a shitty situation. I've been there, done that. Don't do that to yourself. Chris, what is up, brother? The man, the myth, the legend. Mr. Chris Stevens in here. HVACR videos. What is up, bro? I haven't been in refrigeration in years, so I'm curious. Are you seeing inverter technology in the refrigeration world, Chris? Sanford sucks. Well, it's good to know. So we were just talking about the education of it, man, and kind of the pros and cons. Like I do get when people say the cons because the parts are expensive. When it breaks, it's more expensive for the consumer to fix. I understand that. The parts have to be OEM. You're not gonna. It's not like the old days where you can just go grab a motor off the shelf at the supply house and make it work. I understand that, but I do think if those things are installed properly in the proper application, they're maintained well, that you can limit some of those issues. I've had inverters in the last three houses, and I've absolutely loved them. And obviously, I've maintained mine myself. I haven't had to replace any parts. Knock on wood. Granted, I'm in a rental here now, and it's not an inverter, so it doesn't matter. But the last three that I've had, um, I've been good. Did I freeze? Can you guys still see me? I heard Rookie say, "Did I freeze? Am I still here? I'm not frozen. You guys can see me." All right, cool. No, that's true, Froggy. You're probably true. They might not put an inverter in refrigeration. I, I'm not sure, and I've been out of refrigeration for a good minute, so I figured I'd ask. Um, and they say bullshit, Gil. Parts break at the same rate. Parts will break in the amount of the time that differs. No, I mean, yeah, I'm not saying the parts don't break, but I literally have had. If you do properly maintain stuff, it is going to make a difference. And if stuff is, for example, when X13 motors first came out and a bunch of them were dying, was it the motor's fault? No, it was not. These motors were being put in these high static situations that used to have PSC blowers that are dumb, that you put them at 100, at high speed, and they're just going to keep running until they kill themselves. Where like ECM motors or, you know, variables, the X13 motors won't, and they're going to die. Cool, that's good. So, uh, Chris says HVAC videos, just so all the audio people, they have variable compressors for refrigeration, just not in the stuff he works on. So, very good. Then Froggy says the condition and compression ratio, there is no efficiency to squeeze. So, good conversation. Let's see what any tech worth the crap should have caught that. Well, you're not wrong, but there's a lot of people that don't catch it though, Rook, and that's a sad, brutal, honest, true like reality that we live in. Um, I can't tell you how many times that I've been back on. Oh, and I do want to say, I know Chris put in there that he loves his Infinity system, hasn't had any issues. Yeah, I had two Infinity systems 3 houses ago. The 25 VNAs, I love them. I had a Lennox inverter last time, absolutely loved it. Um, you're exactly right. So for people in audio, HVAC Rookie said, can't blame the motor when the techs didn't understand them. No, that is exactly the point that I'm trying to make here. Is that's what happens though. Is people don't understand how these things operate, and then the equipment gets blamed for it, and then these half-cocked bullshit theories come out of it. And I feel like it's kind of getting a little out of hand. Um, you know, yeah. So what you just said, that is exactly the point that I'm trying to make, brother. I agree with you 100%. Is yeah, I understand that not everybody in the world is going to have an inverter system, but I do think that your technicians should be trained to work on them and understand how they operate. You know, we've had several where we've went back where these people have had I told you guys about one last week that we talked about in here, the boss system. But there's a lot of times where people are, or let me just back up. You know, inverter systems, they are meant to run all the time. That's how they work. They're modulating up and down, they're running nonstop. That's how they achieve the comfort in the home. That's how they control humidity. That's how they work. And I think a lot of customers don't know that when they buy them. People are selling them based on efficiency. Oh man, this system's efficient. It's 25 SEER, it's 20 this SEER. Um, and I've always said this: you should never offer a customer inverter technology based on efficiency. Always do it off of comfort. Why? Because I always say it's like this: you have comfort, you have efficiency. As comfort goes up, efficiency goes down. As efficiency goes up, comfort goes down. All right. Yeah. Like that system, if you want to keep it set at 68 when it's 100 degrees outside, guess what? That system is probably going to be able to maintain that temperature or damn close to it, but it's not going to be very efficient while it's doing it, though. A- Amen, Chris. So HVACR video says selling on SEER rating is never going to pay off. And I agree with that 100%. Mechanical environments, man. Thank you for coming in, man. I just saw your name pop up. Thanks for being here, brother. Um, yeah, exactly. And then look at the application where you're installing it. If these people have undersized, shitty old ductwork, don't offer them that system. It's never going to work right. It's going to be a warranty nightmare. The customer's not going to be happy. They're either going to blame you or the equipment. When it's not the equipment, it's your fault. That's what I was going to before I backed up is you put these things in this ductwork that is designed from the 70s. It's leaky. It's not designed properly. It doesn't even carry the proper amount of CFM for the size it's supposed to be in that particular home. And you go, hey, but I'm going to give you an inverter, and this thing's got an ECM blower, which that's going to fix all your airflow problems. Wink, wink. Yeah, no, it doesn't. So I feel like we just continue the education. Like, guys, even 25 years, and a lot of the guys in here, like, yes, I love teaching people that I know more than them, but just as much as I love to teach them, I love to learn. And you have to keep growing. And I did a talk around here recently, and it was a bunch of younger guys, which a bunch of amazing young kids. Don't get me wrong, um, but just listening to how the topics, how they would talk about this, particularly inverter technology. I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of sad, when I heard their conversations, and I was just like, "What?" And you could tell that 95% of them were just bullshitting about it because they didn't know what they were talking about. Do I necessarily blame that on them? No. It's because these employers, and I'm not going to say the name of their company, but their company's known for this. It's back again. Oh, you have a pulse? You got some tools? Hey, here's your iPad. Here's the keys to your van, full schedule. Have at it, buddy. And then these people literally learn just enough to be dangerous. Customers are getting shitty service. They learn to sell. They never learn, they learn to sell. They're making commission. They're making money. They're paying their bills. That's all they're worried about. So that hides the technical ability. I see it too much. I refuse to let those people work for me. I have let guys go. I mean, I'm talking that sell 1 million plus in revenue because I know that they're not doing it ethically. I don't want those guys to work for me. I don't care how much fucking money they make. Well, I would hope that you bought it at cost, Chris. I mean, I obviously I got my last Linux inverter system I got for free, but yeah, no, I get mine at cost too. Um, and it's definitely an investment for the consumer. I do think people that charge, I think they mark them up a little much, and I do think inverter technology is actually coming down. And if you're still working for one of those companies or are one of those companies that sell inverters for, you know, $30,000, you're not going to sell very many of them. To be honest, we ate up this summer selling uh, the Goodman side discharge inverter system. It was, I mean, we offered the carrier, we offered a bunch of different stuff, and people were eating this system up. And to be honest, I was kind of against it at first. I ended up putting one in a good friend of mine's house, and they love it. And we were buying a bundle that was dirt cheap. Therefore, we were able to sell it to customers pretty cheap. So they were getting inverter technology for under like 13 grand. And the systems are good. So I don't know if I said this the first time when I didn't think anybody was here or this time, but I do think in the residential realm that the side discharge looking unit is going to be the future of outdoor units and inverter technology. Because as the SEER goes up, the bigger the coil's got to be. We need more surface area to be able to, reject and absorb heat. And they can only get so big. Like I said, we can't have sheds outside. So I don't know that for a fact, but I do feel like, in my opinion, that is kind of the direction we're going. Um, so Adrian, what's up, brother? Thank you for being here, buddy. So that's just my opinion, and I don't know, man. I don't. What do you guys see? I mean, Adrian, you're in here. Well, I know you do a lot of commercial stuff, but I mean, um, Brooke is the bottom. You fucking guys, I swear. Um, how long has this thing been going now? 39 minutes. Um, yeah, so I don't know. I felt passionate about talking about that, so that's why I wanted to get into it. Because I don't want to see young guys or any technician for that matter being misguided. You know, because you see some of these technicians that like they'll become friends with another tech who maybe is a little bit older than them, and they'll bond with them, and they'll listen to what this person's telling them, not realizing that person's full of shit and giving them horrible information. I was fortunate enough that I got to work for my dad. My dad was extremely good at this trade. My dad did not, you know, there was no bullshit. You did it right or you didn't do it. But some of the guys that worked for my dad, like I remember them telling me stuff, and then as I got longer in the trade, I'm like, man, what the fuck did like that shit Mr. Charlie told me was bullshit. You know what I mean? I still respect those guys, and I don't believe they did it intentionally. Like they were intentionally trying to like bullshit me. The sad part is they probably believe it. But I feel like that happens all the time in the industry. People are misinformed and then they continue to misinform others. And that's how we get this bullshit misinformation and these myths and this bullshit starts in the trades. Like I said before, let the science back up what it does. We don't need to guess. Like we have electrical things, Ohm's law. We can figure out, you know, the voltage, the amps, the resistance. We can figure out certain things. And I said this before. You go in, you have an airflow problem. You're gonna take static pressure. You're gonna see your airflow. Maybe you do like the old electric heat and figure out the CFM that way. But you're gonna perform some kind of scientific test that's proven to give you the result that you're looking for, or give you an answer to try to help guide your diagnosis. You're not just going to half cock it. I just spilled stuff on my balls. Um, exactly, Tom. Rules of thumb become gospel, and just like the whole telephone thing, the problem is it starts off okay. Gospel of thumbs. That's funny, Froggy. Is by the time they keep telling it, a little part gets skipped out until by the time it gets to the last person, it's all a bunch of bullshit. It's not even the original rule of thumb that started with. What do you mean, rookie? Do I give supply with tools to patch into the VRF systems to help diagnose? Um, so none of the ones that we've worked on, we've had to patch in like that. But if we did, then yes, I would supply it. If that answers your question. On a side note, any Jay, what's up, buddy? Sorry that I had some stream issues. I didn't even know you guys could see me. It was acting like I wasn't live, so I had to start it over. So, my apologies, brother. Well, to be honest, I probably just wouldn't install Samsung. I mean, you know, if yeah, if all the brands started requiring that, then yes, I would purchase the tool, but I'm not a Samsung dealer, so I'm not doing that. And if it was like one particular unit or one customer, I probably would just deny to work on it. Or I would tell them I would just add that cost on for them to pay for it, to be honest with you. I think that's kind of stupid that they do that, but shit, man. Does she really? I'm sorry to hear that, man. Well, tell her I'm praying for her, man. I hope she feels better. Let me ask you guys this as we start to well, I'm not going to close it out, but since we started late, I'm not going to go crazy long cuz it is 9:30 here, but um what is some of the craziest airflow issues or humidity issues that you have dealt with personally? I would love to hear that story. If you put it in the comments and then I'll read it out for you for all the people doing audio. True, she does have to deal with you. Just kidding. Yeah, that's crazy, man. I heard the Rona was coming back around. Jay, I don't know if you were in here earlier. I wanted to ask, any of the equipment that you work on a daily, are you dealing with any inverter technology when it comes to that? Nah, you're not a dumbass. Stop it. Try to close some of these screens out real fast. Okay, nice. Okay, so the reason I asked that because earlier in the conversation, I just said that inverter technology is going to be the future. It is here. It's not going anywhere. So technicians should hop on board now. Um, and I know it's in residential. I know it's in it's in the commercial. I was curious about industrial and refrigeration. So that's awesome. So to the audio listeners, Mr. Jason Johnson, he works on the industrial stuff on a daily and literally says that yes, the stuff that he works on is variable speed compressors, and all of his big chillers are variable speed. So proves the point I was talking about. So humble yourself, learn on it, get to know it, you know. Oh yeah, Daikin's definitely at the front of that future. People can say what they want about Daikin because and, and people normally talk bad about Daikin because of Goodman when really it's kind of stupid to be honest with you. You know, Daikin is the largest manufacturer of HVAC equipment and that's all that they do. So I wish that I could get a steady supply of just straight Daikin equipment in my area because I would sell it because it's got a good reputation. Not everybody's selling it. I wish I could get the Daikin Fit system. I think that they're awesome for the price. They're harder to get around here. You got to like commit to some goofy thing, and there's only like one branch you can get it from. And I'm like, yeah, fuck all that. But like I said, we did a bunch of those Goodman side discharge systems, and they were awesome. People were loving them, and the bundle price that we were getting was a fucking steal. Like the bundle came with like the indoor unit, the outdoor unit, the pad, the pump ups, the disconnect, the thermostat, like all of it, and it was dirt cheap. So if I'm getting it that cheap, I can sell it at a reasonable cost to my customers and still make a profit. And people were eating it up. Nice. Yes. So Jason, he's been a heavy commercial for like 30 years now. So anybody audio listening to this, so you probably hear Jason's one of the names you hear on a lot of the shows if you're not in here. So the fit is badass. I love that system. And the one that we even put in the Goodman version, I forget the name of it, but it's pretty much the same thing. We actually just Friday, I actually I was pissed because I had to go out and help. And well, I wasn't, I was pissed because I got all the way home and then had to drive like an hour the opposite way. But the guys got stuck. We put in one of the carrier ones. It's called the crossover, I think it is. And the manuals for that thing are fucking useless. But they were having trouble. They were getting like nothing to light up on the indoor board. Talking to him over the phone just wasn't working. So I was like, fuck, I'm gonna have to go out there. So me and one of my lead techs drove out there and helped them. And I was able to get it working. There was like a CN11 plug that like back feeds off the electric heat, but it didn't tell you where they went. And I ended up jumping power to it off of the 30 amp breaker, 60 and 30. And I said, okay, either this is gonna work or I'm gonna blow this board up. But let's see what happens. And it worked. But that unit was pretty slick too. More expensive than the good one, the Goodman, but that was pretty slick. So I think everybody now has one of those like proprietary indoor where it's a gas furnace coil or an air handler with the side discharge outdoor unit. So I think everybody's having an offering. I know Lennox, it's the Amana S, the Daikin Fit. I don't know what the Goodman is. I think Lennox has one. Obviously, Carrier does. We put one in. So I think personally think that that's the wave of the future. I agree, Zeke, that Goodman has become a lot better when Daikin bought them. So I don't know how true it is, but I heard from somebody who's a reputable source. I think I said this on a previous show that Daikin is gonna try to, distance themselves from the Goodman name. I know all the local branches around here, even after Daikin bought them, they were still called, we would go to Goodman to get it. And now those stores are called Daikin. So they did away with the Goodman name there. So I don't know how true it is, but some people said that they're gonna get away from the Goodman name, that Amana was going to be the flagship and then Daikin was still going to be the premium. I don't know how true that is, but I'm just saying the person that I heard that from is a pretty reputable source, in the Daikin Goodman family. So I don't know. Gotcha. Gotcha. So Jason said he has Daikin Apply, which is the bigger stuff. The smaller stuff is Daikin Comfort. Makes sense. Yeah. Train literature does suck too. So Train is not like, and I know Zeke sells Train. Train is like good equipment. I've just never liked to work on. I just don't like how they do things. I do like how they, uh, is it liquid cool or vapor cool their condensers, the inverters. And apparently Bosch is doing something similar on their new inverter systems, which I'm not sure how I feel about the Bosch systems, to be honest. When it does come to inverter technology, I don't know. I've just never been 100% sold on the Bosch stuff. Mm. I wouldn't be surprised if that happens, Chris. I mean, I said that before. I mean, Bosch bought the Johnson Controls catalog. Um, you know, um, shit, what's that equipment? Amana S and Goodman SD. So they just call it a Goodman side discharge. That it doesn't have a special name. Um, But yeah, Bosch only made that deal when they bought like York and all those. And I can't think of the name of the unit they got. Liquid cooled. Yeah, that's what I meant to say. Was really for their plants. A lot of people were trying to get ahead of getting their manufacturing out of China. So a lot of them are in Taiwan right now and they're trying to move it to the United States. So yeah, I can't remember the other big plant for equipment that I was talking about. It was one of the main reasons. So I think Johnson Controls is pretty much staying the same, but it was I cannot think. I know it was the York brand, and it was another one that I can't picture the name of it, but it was like four or five big plants in the United States is one of the main reasons that Bosch did that sale. Data centers, no, that makes sense, especially in the world that we're in now. I mean, no, it's not Atashi. It's one of the Coleman, that's it. Yep. That's it, Jason. Coleman. That's exactly what it is. Yeah, Coleman. So Coleman and York plants is one of the main reasons that Bosch made that deal. They're slowly trying to get that stuff here. You out, Scott? Thanks for coming, brother. I'm gonna get ready to close this out here soon. Yeah, we've been going for like an hour. Once again, guys, I'm sorry for the late start tonight. I'm not sure what happened. Well, I know what happened. It disconnected or whatever, but so that's my bad. Thank all you guys for sticking around. I really do appreciate it. Um, and I'm glad to start being back here Wednesday nights. And now that I'm moved, like I said, getting back to this new normal, I'm going to be here every week, Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So get back to business, get back to the normalcy. Um, Anybody here going to AHR this year? You going to AHR as always, Chris? See you, buddy. Thank you for coming, Chris. Appreciate you, brother. But yeah, no, it is getting late, guys. So let me start to close this out, man. First and foremost, thank all of you for coming here tonight, especially waiting with technical difficulties. So thank you. I really, really appreciate you guys, man. Hope you guys all stay safe, while you're out there this week. Um, People listening, man, please make sure that you like and follow this. Make sure you leave me a 5-star review wherever it is you listen to the audio podcast. That just helps me get out to more and more people. Make sure that you like and follow on all the social media sites to stay up to date with everything the podcast goes on. I know it's been kind of dormant here lately. Um, Things will start to pick up. Nice, Mechanical. I will be there as well as always. Me and Rookie will be there in Vegas. I think my buddy might actually come too. So he'll be a hoot to hang out with. But yeah, with that being said, let's start to close this thing out. So remember to keep your head on the swivel. I don't care where it is, you're driving, whatever it is, man. Please just be safe out there. I want you to make it home the same way that you left. All right. Whether it's people are crazy on the roads. Um, Putting the ladder up, making sure a disconnect's turned off, whatever it is, man, just please, please be careful. All right. Do the little things, set yourself apart from the next guy or girl. All right. If you're going to do something, do your very best or don't do it. All right. Keep bettering yourself, keep pushing yourself to be the best version of you. All right. Because I tell people when you start to cut corners, oh, it's good enough. Nobody catches you. Next time you do it, you cut that corner again. And guess what? Now cutting the corner is the new way that you do it. Don't be that guy. All right. Demand perfection from yourself. And that's all that you let yourself do. I get it. Nobody's perfect, but try to do it right every single time. All right. Give back to somebody, man. I don't care what spot you are in the trade. All right. If you're a young buck, you're a young pup, you don't know anything, learn as much as you possibly can. Stick your head in the books, ask questions. If you're a mid guy or a high rank guy, senior guy, whatever it is, give back to those younger guys, man. You have experience. You've been doing things, man. Give back to those guys. And the last thing, man, is just give a shit about other people. All right. I always use this as an example. If you work with somebody for 5, 6 years and you notice that person is always on time, they're never late. And all of a sudden, for a week, 2 weeks straight, they start to be late and late. Ask that person, hey, man, everything all right? Are you good? I noticed you've been being late, man. It's not like you. Talk to people, man. Give a shit about other people. All right. It is a crazy fucking world that we live in, and everybody needs a little Jesus in their life. I said this last week, man. I am not going to hide my faith anymore. I think the world needs people to talk about God, needs people to talk about Jesus, and needs to talk about faith because everybody needs it right now. All right. So, with that being said, I'm going to let this go. I love you, mofos. I appreciate each and every one of you. And until next time, I'll talk with y'all next week. All right. See you.
Thanks for listening to the HVAC Uncensored podcast. Don't forget to check us out on Facebook and Instagram, or email us anytime at hvacuncensored@gmail.com. Now, get back to work. Shut this down. The views and opinions shared on the HVAC Uncensored podcast may not necessarily be the views and opinions of our sponsors or guests.
Have a good night. Enjoy the rest of your week.